Hey guys, I'm Steven Learson, and this is the first episode ever of Synthesizer Show and Tell. I've been collecting synths for years, and my friends were like, hey, you should make some videos showing off how you use them and highlighting some of those analog sounds in the studio. And I got a new synth, super excited about it, so I thought I'd have a go. So let's introduce the very creatively named Behringer Model D. That's it. It's just all it's called, the D. And its features are just as creative as it is a clone. It's a clone of a Moog Minimoog, which means it's 99% the same, except, of course, like all synthesizers today, it's much smaller, and all the switches are much smaller, and they're made super cheap. And of course, it is cheap. I had to wait 4 months because it was on back order, but I finally got it. I've only had this synth for 48 hours, and I challenged myself to write some kind of piece of music only using this synth, because monophonic synths are typically, you can make all kinds of sounds with them. So I thought I'd just try and do it and then show you what I got, and then maybe explain some of the features by showing you how I made some of the sounds. One problem I'm going to go over, though, is original Minimoogs have something called a low note priority. Which means if I play and you play a lower note, you can play the note below and it will go on, and you let go and it will come back. On this synth, if you play that same note and you play a note higher, the note will not make a sound. On this synth, there is a workaround, but it's like a Nintendo passcode you have to put in. So what you do is you turn off the synth, and you turn it back on, and in 5 seconds, and this is true, in 5 seconds, you have to press the A440 switch on, off, and on. And then this power button will blink 3 times, and it'll change the priority. And I can do stuff like this. The reason why I'm not doing it right now is because it doesn't work every time. Every time I did it, it would switch to a weird priority, or it wouldn't switch at all, or it would blink more times, and I think I changed something else. So it's not very predictable or well-built, this function here. Behringer, you should probably fix that. Okay, so I'll play a little of the track. The first thing that's really cool is you can make drum sounds. So I made this hi-hat sound that's moving up and down in pitch. So the way you do this is you're going to turn everything to 0. Your decay, attack, and sustain, everything. So you get just those clicks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off everything except for the noise. And I'm going to turn up my emphasis filter. And I'm going to turn up the cutoff frequency. And you can kind of find where you want that hi-hat sound to be. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put back in the first oscillator. And I'm going to turn it so I can barely hear a pitch at all. And then I'm going to go over to mod depth. We're going to turn it all the way up. We're going to go to LFO rate, turn it way down, and get the mod mix all the way over to the right. And you're going to get this kind of pitch going up and down. And if you get it in that right sweet spot, so that's one cool way to get a unique kind of hi-hat sound. Next, we have the kick and snare. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that mod depth back. And now we're going to go all the way down. So I have a little bit of tone. Turn that filter up a little bit more. And you just want to make real small moves. That's nice. Then I can turn the attack. And you can get a little boom. So there's kick. Snare, you can go just pitch that up. So what I did is then I put just a noise snare in. I just put a noise in with that, and that's what that all sounds like. Can you dig it? All right, next we got the bubbles, okay? This synth is really good at the bubble sound, okay? What do I mean by that? All right, let's get back to some pitches. What I'm gonna do is turn that filter way up. Then I'm gonna pull the attack back. Now I'm gonna go back over to my mod depth. I'm gonna turn that back up. You get those real nice bubble sounds. So then I put my bubbles in. Next, bass. Now I'm going to make this square wave right here. Then if you turn up the contour, you can get that kind of quacking. And the more at the attack, the slower it'll creep in. If you want that, whoa. If you want to beef it up a little bit, you can pull in the second oscillator. So if I turn on that second oscillator, I have it tuned up a fifth. Now that's getting dirty. All right, now another thing you can do with this synth is what I like to call telephones. You're going to switch this mod over to square. Who answers the telephone anymore? Here's a taste of some chords. I just recorded the patches over top, right? So there you have it. There's some of the sounds that I was able to make with the Model D. I think it's super sweet sounding synth. One question maybe you YouTubers can answer for me. I'd like to hook up an expression pedal to control the cutoff frequency. And I looked up the controller manual. It seems like everything is in the right place. Expression pedal doesn't do a darn thing. So maybe if you guys have the answer, you can answer for me. So I'll be doing some videos with some other synths. I'll be giving them praise and giving them crap for where they're falling short. And hope to see you next time.